By the end of the 6th generation of gaming, Rockstar were one of the most established names in the industry with Red Dead Revolver, Manhunt, Max Payne, The Warriors, Midnight Club, and obviously Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City and San Andreas, all critically and commercially successful by the new millennium. But all these titles were made by different developers across the world. By 2006, Rockstar had subsidiaries in Edinburgh, London, Lincoln, Leeds, Toronto and San Diego, but one that hadn't made their own game yet was Vancouver. Formerly known as Barking Dog Studios, their early games before the Rockstar acquisition include Homeworld Cataclysm, aka Emergence, Global Operations, and Treasure Island Battle at Procyon. Although most of these were PC real-time strategy titles, their first game under the Rockstar brand was an open-world game set in high school, exclusive to the PlayStation 2. Bully was released in North America on October 2006, and in the PAL regions as Canis Canem Edit. Jimmy Hopkins has just been expelled from his 7th high school and is transferred to another called Bullworth Academy for a year, while his mother and new stepfather go on their honeymoon.
You've done a lot of naughty things, haven't you? Vandalism, graffiti, bad language, violent conduct, disrespecting staff. Oh, I'm scared of you, Hopkins.
Come on, give me a break.
However, after arriving, he finds out that this new school is full of bullies wanting his blood, so he decides to increase his popularity, earn the full respect of every student, and bring peace.
I'll show everyone who's boss.
That's right, Jimmy.
All right, you girls wait here.
The story sets itself in different chapters with their own tale to tell, which contributes to Jimmy getting closer to Gary, who intends to take over Bullworth Academy.
Soon, this school will be ours.
I don't want the school.
Yeah, well, I do, pal, and I intend to get it.
You might think that Jimmy is a bit of a tool at first,
Give me 5, dude. No.
but that's what makes him so appealing. His intentions are to bring peace. He's got an amusing line in almost every cutscene, and who he deals with is a lot worse. Seriously, Gary Smith ranks up there with Frank Tenpenny, Dmitry Rascalov, and Edgar Ross as one of the best Rockstar villains.
Oh, you're so cutting. I'm really upset. Actually, I think I'm gonna go cry.
An unafraid teenage anti-hero in the worst school in the country somehow makes for entertaining dialogue.
Us, ruling, like gentlemen, over the peasants.
Us?
Us! Yes, you ruling, of course. Me offering some sage advice.
It may not be as inappropriate as the Grand Theft Auto games, but the dark sense of humor is left intact. Like Red Dead Redemption, the story is one of the main reasons you come back to this game.
Yeah, you could have fooled me.
What?
I said you could have fooled me. This place is full of bullies and maniacs.
At first I thought the map would consist of a giant and detailed school the size of GTA 3 Liberty City, which would have been cool in itself. But you actually have a town to explore with shops, clubhouses and a carnival. There are clues that it's set between the mid-70s to the late 2000s. Supposedly the developers made it impossible to determine the timeline on purpose, so that anyone playing this can relate back to their high school years regardless of age. Basically, whatever you think is up to you. Bullworth Academy has that neo-gothic style inspired by old-fashioned schools in the United Kingdom and New England, and the story and presentation are inspired by Catcher in the Rye, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Pretty in Pink, and School Days on the ZX Spectrum. It was actually one of the things that was strongly advised to the development team. We're not making GTA, we're making this game about a kid in school. The soundtrack composed by Shawn Lee is completely original for the game, and one of the best of the 6th generation. The part of town you explore, the vehicle using and the fights you get involved in will play a different music cue, much like Red Dead Redemption.
I'm out of here! I'll get him!
The PlayStation 2 version uses the same modified renderware game engine as GTA San Andreas, which already pushed what was possible in the 6th generation. Thing is, the quantity over quality approach worked for Grand Theft Auto because the open world genre was new, and the goal was to create as much freedom to the character as possible combined with a cool presentation, making these some of the best games ever made. But Bully has a more detailed world, faster loading times, and at least 80% of the elements and thrills that made the GTA series revolutionary at the time. It was a new IP with the open world genre already established.
Peel off one stinking layer, and there's another even smellier one beneath.
Completing chapters expands the map, and because you're stuck at Bullworth Academy for a year, you live through different seasons and celebrate annual holidays like Halloween and Christmas. It may be only a town, not a city, but there are plenty of points of interest. Each store has different items to purchase, and you also have bus stops that teleport you straight back to school almost instantly, though I wish there was a bus stop just outside the school so you can jump places across town. There are over 50 story missions to complete, which might sound like a big step back from the GTA titles, but they're longer and more diverse. Completing these will affect the respect levels of student cliques, including the nerds, bullies, preps, greasers, and jocks. Each chapter is centered around all these groups. Chapter 1, you're dealing with bullies. Chapter 2, you're dealing with the preps, and so forth.
Trust me, in a place like this, you're gonna need friends.
So no, you can't choose a specific clique and take over the school. Most of the time, you'll never be given a chance to rest. Even when starting a new game and walk past the front gates, you're being attacked by bullies. So make sure you know how to defend yourself and when to evade.
You do me a favor, and I'll show you some real moves. Classified moves. Real special army stuff.
Cool!
The melee controls are surprisingly satisfying to use, even to this day. You have a variety of light, heavy, and grapple attacks, and once they're low on health, you can perform a finisher. As you progress through the story, you learn new moves from gym classes and this hobo who lives outside the school, if you give him transistors. Like I said before, the characters in this game are extremely entertaining. But in all seriousness, these moves really come in handy when taking on the bigger characters, because more often than not, you'll battle more than one student at the same time.
What is wrong with this place? Everyone here either needs help, wants to beat you up, or both.
The only thing about the controls I don't like is the camera. It gets stuck on walls, you can't really look up or down unless you're aiming, and you're left with inverted controls. In fact, it feels similar to the Jak and Daxter games. Another thing you earn throughout the story is an array of weapons including a slingshot, bottle rocket, and spud gun to name a few, and they're extremely effective but have limited ammo. It feels different from the Grand Theft Auto games, and it'll take a bit of getting used to.
I didn't tell you to stop! Why are you stopping, you damn slackers?
The vehicles are better than others. The skateboard, for example, is faster than walking and can be equipped at any time, but a bicycle is faster than a skateboard. It can maintain its speed on any terrain, and passing the shop classes can increase the stats. Other vehicles include lawnmowers, scooters, and go-karts, with some of them being used in races set all over Bullworth. So as you might have noticed, the classes aren't just there as part of the high school presentation or storyline. These are rather small tasks or quick time minigames, where completing them will increase your stats and unlock new special items and weapons. So like GTA San Andreas, it contains RPG elements that are easy to comprehend. The more you play, the better the character, and the more customization options available. Individual pieces of clothing can be purchased from retail stores, whether it's school uniform or casual. There's never an outfit that doesn't work on Jimmy. Just be careful with what you wear, however, because dress code violations aren't allowed in school, so it's better to have your school uniform on the whole time. There are also shops for items like gifts and health, and bikes with garages. The gifts in particular are used to flirt and kiss other students to fill your life bar back up, possibly beyond 100% if you pass the art classes. Other things to do in Bullworth to reach 100% include races, errands, money jobs, carnival rides, boxing tournaments, spray tags, yearbook photos, penalty shots, keep-ups, collecting cards and rubber bands, destroying garden gnomes and Halloween decorations, and setting the high score of all the arcade machines in Bullworth, which also aren't too bad either.
Amazingly magnificent! Just wedge me and get it over with!
All the arcade machines are found inside the social clubhouses, and each machine is different. As you unlock sections of Bullworth, you earn safe houses from the social groups. Unlike Grand Theft Auto, where time advances 6 hours every time you save, in Bully it doesn't advance time at all. But if you're not in a bedroom after 11 PM, this is breaking curfew and authority figures will try to catch you. And if it's 2 AM, you'll pass out and wake up with your inventory nicked. The amount of time you have in a day will play a factor in how often you can complete the story missions. While the classes are technically optional, refusing to attend one or truanting is a rule-breaking violation, and the teachers will try to bust you if you're seen. combine classes curfew and that Jimmy only wakes up at 8 AM, you'll only be able to do 1, maybe 2 story missions a day during the first hours of gameplay, which makes it incredibly frustrating to get anywhere in the story. But once you pass all 5 sessions of a class, you become a more equipped and capable character, and don't have to do them again. Speaking of the teachers, the way the wanted system works, the bar on the top right here, goes up depending on how much you're in trouble. For example, vandalism raises it a little bit, and it takes 10 to 15 seconds to evade the teachers or police. But if you hit one, the bar hits the maximum and you must stay out of sight for a longer amount of time. At least the wanted system applies to the other students as well. As you saw before, the level of respect will determine how often students try to beat you up. They also beat up one another as you walk past, with some even telling on a teacher and breaking it up. That's how good the AI is in this game. If other students start a fight with you or anyone else, they get in trouble. To remove the wanted meter, you just have to stay away from the sights of the teachers or police until it goes down, which is illustrated on the map. While it doesn't take as long to evade them as, let's say, GTA, they charge at you like a raging bull, and when they grab you, occasionally you get a chance to reverse, but otherwise, you're immediately busted. And if that happens, Dr. Crabblesnitch will give you a final warning, then detention, which consists of tasks that have no purpose other than to waste time as punishment for troublemaking.
I don't think you know what kindness means.
Fortunately, they only take a minute and you don't have to complete all the different tasks to reach 100%. But point being, the teachers aren't just strict in character, but it follows into the gameplay.
You will have a clean nose, so keep it clean, or we'll clean it for you.
So, don't get caught.
Hello, sir.
Don't disrespect the prefect!
One of the reasons why Bully didn't sell as well as it deserved was that it came out in the life cycle of the PlayStation 2. Like if Rockstar waited another month and released it as a launch title for the PlayStation 3 with slightly enhanced graphics, it probably would have done better commercially. But at least it didn't stop Rockstar releasing a scholarship edition for the Xbox 360, Nintendo, Wii and PC, with more classes, unlockables and improved graphics. And also a digital port of the original version on the PlayStation Store. So it's possible to play this game on all the 7th and 8th generation consoles.
Why are you hitting yourself?
As usual, the world takes an enormous crap.
But whatever way you play it, it's definitely worth checking out. I was surprised by the complexity and structure of Bullworth as an open map, the activities you can do, and the hilarious characters. You have your restrictions at first, but so does other open world games made by Rockstar. It rewards you for your persistence, and when I completed the storyline, I still had 34.71% left to go, so there's clearly a lot to do here.
I never meant for things to turn out this way. I just wanted to control a couple of psycho kids and be left alone.
Rockstar Vancouver would only make one more game after that, leading the development of Max Payne 3 before merging with Rockstar Toronto in 2012. But why they were never given a chance to make a sequel to Bully is beyond me, because it's one of the best games Rockstar have ever made that isn't Grand Theft Auto, a masterpiece of the open world genre.
Who's the boss now, my waspy little friend? Answer the question.
You are.
Louder!
You are.
Good! That's right! Me! Now you girls, learn to play nice, you understand?